Hi, this is intro to week two, video number two, picking up where we left off with personal learning networks. And when you go to that assignment, you'll see that I'm asking you to work individually to create a visualization of your learning network and to review this entire activity before following any of the other steps. That'll give you a view of what there is to do and what the goals are. If you just dig in, you might take a path that won't be very fruitful. It begins by asking you to review a presentation about PLNs, and it's a quick introduction to what personal learning networks are, and that'll give you an idea of how it fits into the course. The course is connectivist in nature, which means, the Agile writing framework is very much collaboration focused. That's why you're working in teams. If you expand beyond the idea of teamwork and begin to think about the connections that you have with other people in your professional network, you can see that there's a potential there for ongoing learning that can take you to the farthest reaches of knowledge in its many forms. So as you think about the people and the organizations and the online resources that you can tap for information and with whom you can share information, you can see that you could grow your personal learning network pretty quickly. It's good for networking in terms of your own professional development. It's also great for learning all the time, learning on your own, and having valuable resources that you can rely on, but also contribute to over time as your expertise grows. And if you follow these instructions in order, I think it should be fairly self-evident how to proceed. I'm asking you to create a visualization of your current PLN, and then and in order to do that, I'm asking you to brainstorm your current learning interests, three of your most trusted sources of information. Where do you go to learn new things? Now that can include your professors here at the U. It could include practitioners you might know who are in the field that you are pursuing. It can be all kinds of people. It can be relatives, friends, anyone. But we're focused mostly on professional development rather than personal development. So family is okay as long as they're involved in your professional, in the area that you want to pursue. Then there are different ways that you can visualize your personal learning network, and these are just models here, and you can choose one that suits your style. So that's and then I'm asking you to upload it here on this forum. The week two writing assessment asks you to write 3 stories first, and then copy and paste those stories into in the same document, but down below, and then add an introduction and a conclusion and paragraph transitions. And so what you're doing is sort of brainstorming 3 big ideas for your essay, and then you're copying those, and then you're going to revise into a coherent essay with an introduction and a conclusion that discusses the topics that I've assigned. It also introduces you to the 6 main ways that I evaluate your work this semester: focus, purpose, analysis, style, structure, and clarity. And the assignment is down here. So you're telling stories. Storytelling is very important in Agile writing. It's a way that we get into some of the details around how users work with products, written products, and it also helps you think aloud about what you want to accomplish. So storytelling is very important. It's not incidental to the course, it's rather central to it. And this is just practice. And I start with an essay format, asking you to develop a brief essay, because most people are more familiar with essays than they are with technical forms of communication. And what we'll do is evaluate these. I have an undergraduate, our team has an undergraduate or 2 research assistant, and we'll code these, and we'll just determine where the class is at. It's not really about evaluating who's a good writer and who's not a good writer. The purpose is to say, as a group, this group of 24 students is on this scale compared to another group of 24 students on this scale. And it's all anonymous. The people who rate these will not know who you are. They'll just see a bunch of writing and they'll say, yes, here is where this person is with respect to focus and style and clarity. And we'll just use this data for comparison purposes. If you complete the assignment and turn it in on time, you will receive full credit, no matter what the assessment is. Once again, that's not the point here, to assess or to evaluate your writing and tell you where you stand in the class. It's really to evaluate where you are yourself, and then at the end of the semester, we'll evaluate where you are in terms of your learning from the class on an individual basis, so you can see the progress that you have made in those 6 areas. Because this is a part of the research project, I can't accept any late assignments, so please post this assignment no later than midnight on Sunday night. Note that the due date says Monday, but it's Monday at 12 a.m., which is the same as midnight Sunday night. The next item for week 2 is the sprint review discussion questions. When we look at those, you can see I'm asking you and your teams to discuss the following modified sprint review discussion questions. I've marked them up to delete words that wouldn't make sense yet. So you can see I'm asking you to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. And then I've changed the wording so they make sense given our place in the course. There are several instructions there. Please read through those and contact me if you have questions. This is a sprint review. The purpose of sprint review is to talk about the work that you've done for the week and what kinds of problems you encountered. And so this is just practice. And when we get into actual sprints, you'll see that the sprint review occurs at the end of each sprint, along with the sprint retrospective. It's 2 different events. The review is about the work you've done. The retrospective is about the processes you followed. And the purpose is to help everyone just get better at everything. It's not to assign blame or to do anything really except talk and compare notes about how the sprints have gone and what you want to accomplish in new or better ways the next time. Finally then is the kiosk flyer activity, which asks you to reflect on the values of Agile writing and create a flyer that promotes one of those values. The idea is to translate your understanding of the course values into a promotional flyer and to practice working collaboratively. So you begin on your own and you create a draft of a flyer that might appear on a kiosk as they do on campus. And the idea here is to design a flyer that includes one dominant image that would reflect the value, and then a headline or a slogan, and then perhaps a little body copy that explains more about the value of Agile writing. Please read through the instructions for the details. The Agile writing values are listed here, and you should use one of those to base your flyer on. After you create a draft, I'd like you to post it to the Kiosk Flyer forum, which enables you to write a post and then attach your draft. And your draft, the idea of your post is to explain how you've met the requirements of the assignment and why, and explain briefly how you arrived at your particular flyer design. Then, in the forum, compare each other's work, look at it, and talk about what you think is effective or what needs to be clarified. Then work together to create one final flyer that would combine elements from each of yours. Or maybe you decide to come up with a totally new layout and design. And then each team posts only one final flyer to the same kiosk flyer forum. Okay? Discuss your final concept with the class by posting. How did you arrive at the final version? What obstacles did you encounter while trying to settle on the final, most effective version? Okay? And that is that. So you begin individually posting individual drafts, and then as a team decide on one final version. And you can see the specifications are here. And what is missing is that you can also add some body copy. Not very much. It should be mostly visual, and then the slogan should be dominant, but you can add a few words of copy as well. Well, that concludes the overview for week 2. Please be in touch with questions.